George couldn't knock the ketchup out of a glass bottle. Freddie Roach can't even spell MMA, let alone UFC.
Your big night is nearly upon you, but you're having a lot of fun with this as well. The press conference, I know there's been a lot of backwards and forwards, but you seem to be enjoying this build-up.
Yeah, of course, why not? Obviously, I love this sport and I love what I do, and I've reached the pinnacle of the sport. I'm the champion. I'm fighting at Madison Square Garden, an iconic arena. It's the way I am. I'm just having a bit of fun. We're busting balls, we're having a laugh, talking a little smack. But the fight's going to be fun as well. But that's when it gets serious. But as of right now, listen, I've sparred a million rounds. I've fought many opponents. The lead up to it, I love this. I'm having a good time.
Well, the hard work has been done. You've said you very much feel like George is just going to take you to the ground. You're scared to death that he'll cuddle you. That's the kind of worst part for you. But he has obviously brought in, legendary boxing coach, Freddie Roach. Do you feel that there could be some exchanges on the feet?
George couldn't knock the ketchup out of a glass bottle. So I'm not afraid of that. Freddie Roach can't even spell MMA, let alone UFC. So I hope Freddie has convinced him to be a great boxer. I really do, because that'll play into me. Is he going to come out and start on the feet and exchange blows? Of course he is. That's where the fight starts. But once I start connecting, which I will, he's going to go back to his comfort zone and take me down. Simple as that. That's the way he fights. You can't reinvent the wheel. And when you get uncomfortable, you go to your comfort zone. His comfort zone is taking people down. That's how he fights in all of his fights. So we're going to see no different.
He obviously is a bigger fighter now. He's fighting you at middleweight. That's very new for him. You've made a comment on his weight. Tell us about that.
Well, no, he looks a little bigger, but he looks a little softer. He looks a little pudgier. He's got a big belly sticking out that's covered in muscles. Big bellies with muscles, that's a sign of performance-enhancing drugs, call it what you will.
You believe he's still, or not still, but he could be taking something?
I'll tell you this.
I say so because you made those accusations previously.
Yeah, no, I don't know, maybe. I couldn't care less. I've fought people on steroids before, whether he is or isn't. I'm not bothered. I'm going to beat George. I'm confident in myself. I've had an amazing training camp. My coaches have done an amazing job. And I feel the best version of myself. So, him being bigger, being smaller, it doesn't matter. He's not going to be that much lighter than me on the night, but I'm going to be way heavier than anyone he's ever fought. He's used to fighting guys that are lightweights, that are featherweights, 15 fights out of them, a lot of them have been the same people. He had 3 matches with BJ Penn, he had 3 matches with Matt Hughes, he had 2 matches with Matt Serra, he had 2 matches with Josh Koscheck. A lot of these people, he fought the same over and over again, the same opponents, pardon me, and they're smaller guys, So I've definitely got an advantage there. Is he going to be stronger than me? Yeah, I'll say he's probably stronger than me. But it doesn't matter. This isn't a weightlifting contest. It's not a who can do the most fucking press-ups. Sorry, pardon me. Who can do the most press-ups. It's a fight, and that's what I'm good at. The best boxers in the world don't lift any weights.
What would a win over Georges St-Pierre do for your legacy? You've fought now 2 legends in Anderson Silva, Dan Henderson got the win. You're now fighting GSP. Where does that put you? People are already talking about you this week as, Michael Bisping, one of the best. And that's something people haven't really said before, and they are now. So what does this do for you?
It's nice, it's great, but I'm not really thinking about those things. If people say those things, then that's really nice. And I truly appreciate that. But all that matters to me is winning this fight, and I don't care if I knock him out in the first round. I don't care if I squeak a decision out. I want to win, and if people say good things afterwards, great. But I've said it all along. They like to disparage me, they like to say good things. Those people that like to write crap about me, I'm not looking for their validation. And if they want to say something good on Saturday night, awesome. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. But all that matters is that I win, and that I represent myself and my family and my country on the world stage, and I beat Georges St-Pierre.
If you get that win, are you committed to fight Robert Whittaker to unify the belt? I know you weren't happy about him being given the interim belt, but is that the fight that makes sense?
As Dana says, it's the fight that makes sense. We'll see. Dana says, he just said I'll accept it on a quick turnaround. What's the expression? Pay me. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. After this fight, we'll see.
I don't know what you're looking for there.
No, I don't know.
They've just
Pay me something, right? There's something on the end of that. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Listen, Robert's the interim belt holder. Definitely, that makes sense. Yeah, of course.
And they've just announced London next year, March 17th. You know, if you were to get to defend the belt, maybe that's your last fight. You know, you talk that retirement's not too far away. March 17th, London. Is that the one?
That sounds good to me. March 17th. I mean, Manchester would be nice, but London, whatever. London, Manchester, anywhere in the UK for me. I mean, I know UFC just announced Perth, but I've fought in Australia 3 times. Robert Whittaker's never fought in England, and I'm not travelling all the way to Perth. He can come see me. He's the challenger. He wants the belt. Well, come and get it. Come to me. London, let's go.
Well, a big challenge first this Saturday night. Last thing to say, Madison Square Garden, you're saying obviously the energy, etc. You were here last year as a pundit, but then you said a couple of days ago, oh, who cares about you being Madison Square Garden? So how do you feel on that?
No, listen, it's amazing to be here fighting at Madison Square Garden. That's why there's a picture of me on my Instagram. I know it's a big deal. Of course it is. What I mean by that is that you can't let that you can't think about that too much. You can't think about, oh, it's Madison Square Garden, it's New York City, this is a big deal. Forget all that. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether it's the gym in Costa Mesa where I train and do my sparring. But that's the mindset you've got to have. So I don't care where it is. Madison Square Garden, yeah, it's amazing. But on the night, that doesn't matter. That's completely irrelevant. I'm going to fight this guy, and it could be anywhere. Now, I love New York. I love Madison Square Garden, competing here for the first time. It's something I'll never forget. But ultimately on the night, it doesn't matter.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for talking to us. Best of luck. Cannot wait to see you in there. Take care.
Thank you.